So let's talk about Ayurveda versus modern medicine. You've probably heard it framed as this epic clash, right? You've got ancient wisdom on one side, hard science on the other. But what if that whole versus thing is just wrong? What if we've been looking at it all backwards? Let's dive into a totally different way of thinking about this, where these two aren't rivals at all, but actually partners. You know, for so many of us, this isn't just some abstract debate. It feels like a real rivalry. We're kind of taught to see them as these two completely separate paths, forcing you to pick a side. Are you team tradition or team technology? And that sets up this huge conflict before we even get started. So here's the typical view, right? On one hand, you've got Ayurveda. People think ancient, holistic, all about prevention. And then on the other side, you have modern medicine, scientific, super specific, and really laser-focused on treating a problem after it's already there. One feels kind of gentle and slow, while the other is all about being precise and fast. But here's the big question that could change the whole game. What if this isn't a rivalry at all? Seriously, what if we've been looking at it completely wrong? What if these two approaches are actually just specialists on the very same team, just playing different positions, each with a really important job to do for our health? Okay, to really get a handle on this, let's try a new analogy. I want you to forget about medicine just for a second and think about fire safety. When it comes to fire safety, you absolutely need two things, right? You need someone to put out the fires, and you need someone to make sure those fires don't even start in the first place. All right, so in this analogy, modern medicine is the firefighter. And let's be clear, it is the best firefighter we have, period. When there's a real crisis, a bad infection, a serious injury, its tools like diagnostics, surgery, and antibiotics, they are absolutely unmatched. They save lives, and they deal with that immediate threat like nothing else. So Ayurveda, it's playing a totally different role here. It's not trying to rush in and put out a 5-alarm fire. Nope. Its whole focus is on fireproofing the building. It's all about creating that long-term resilience through things like daily routines, your diet, and managing stress, all to stop problems from ever flaring up to begin with. And really, it all boils down to this. You would never ask a fireproofer to fight a massive blaze, right? And you wouldn't ask a firefighter to come over and install your sprinkler system. It doesn't make sense. You need both. One is there to tackle the crisis, and the other is there to build a strong foundation for long-term safety and well-being. Okay, so once we start thinking in this same team mindset, we can really start to see where the magic happens, where that synergy is. It's not about one replacing the other, not at all. It's about smartly combining their strengths. So the big question is, where does this partnership really work best? Well, this partnership really shines in 4 key areas. First up, you've got your day-to-day prevention and lifestyle support. Then there's digestive and metabolic health, which, by the way, Ayurveda sees as the center of everything. Next, and this is a big one for all of us, it's about managing the modern-day problems of stress and bad sleep. And finally, it's so important for supporting recovery after you've had some kind of medical treatment. Let's make this super concrete. What does this actually look like in practice? Well, for digestive health, it could be something as simple as just mindful eating, or using everyday spices like ginger and cumin. For stress, we're talking about really accessible tools like guided breathing exercises. And when you're recovering from something, it's all about supporting your body with nourishing food and getting proper rest, all while modern medicine is doing its job handling the immediate issue. And look, this isn't just some nice idea on paper. These kinds of integrated models are actually already out there, being used in the real world. People are finding really practical ways to bring the firefighter and the fireproofer into the very same building, so to speak. And here's what that can actually look like. For instance, you might see hospitals offering optional wellness consultations to go along with their standard care. Or think about corporate wellness programs that start introducing these powerful little micro habits, like just having a device-free lunch. You could even have medical teams working together to create plans for chronic conditions, where the medicine takes care of the immediate symptoms and the Ayurvedic side of things helps with the long-term lifestyle changes. Now, of course, when you're combining two really powerful systems like this, you have to be smart and responsible about it. We can't just randomly mix and match things. There have to be some clear rules of engagement to make sure everything is safe and actually effective. Okay, so for this to work well, there are a few common sense rules that are just non-negotiable. First, always keep your doctor in the loop. You have to be totally transparent to avoid any bad interactions. Second, only work with qualified, trained professionals. That's a must. Third, and this is a big one, never,
ever try to replace urgent care with a preventive method. If there's a fire, you call the firefighter. And finally, keep an eye on things. Monitor your own results to see what's actually working for you.
So this all probably sounds pretty good, right? But the next question is, how do you actually start? Like, where's the safe, low-risk way to even dip your toe in the water and explore this? Well, let's break down a super simple, actionable starter kit.
And what's great about this is how practical it is. These 4 steps, they're totally neutral, they cost $0, and they're completely safe to do alongside any other treatments you're getting. So what are they? It's as simple as this. Start your day with some warm water when you wake up. Take just 1 meal a day without a screen in front of you. Squeeze in a little 60-second breathing reset between meetings. And try to eat a lighter dinner about 90 minutes before bed. See? These aren't some huge radical changes. They're just small adjustments that help build up that resilience over time.
So when you get right down to it, the goal here isn't conflict, it's collaboration. It's a partnership built on safety and mutual respect. And I love how the source material sums it up. The payoff is a healthcare approach that heals today and sustains tomorrow. It's all about creating a system that can absolutely put out the fires when they happen, while at the same time helping all of us build lives that are just fundamentally more fireproof.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a simple question to think about. Just look back at that little starter kit we just went through. Which one of those 4 simple, but pretty powerful, steps feels like something you could actually try, maybe even tomorrow?